Hello friends, this is Raj Sastri from Raj Option Trading. Today is December 1st, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. In today's segment, we'll take a look at one of my favorite semiconductor stocks. It's Marvell Technologies, ticker symbol MRVL. Look, Marvell had earnings after hours. Look what happened. Marvell stock dropped from 45 all the way to 42. So mainly because earnings, there was a little bit surprise. Look, from a stock perspective, Marvel is doing very well when it comes to sales. Look, top line revenue is going up, and shares outstanding is going slightly higher. It's not a major concern for me at this time. But on the negative side, look from a earnings per share perspective, it's not in a good trajectory. That's why Wall Street is not liking this company. And look from a analyst perspective, looks like it's had an outperform rating, which was November 16th from Credit Suisse, as you can see here. But this will change tomorrow as analysts find out more about. They will start downgrading, as many of you know. Look from an earnings perspective, uh, the main call out is the earnings. We got lags Q3 earnings and the revenue estimate. That's the big news here from an earnings perspective and revenue perspective. From an estimate perspective, there is some lagging here. It's a little bit softer. And look, the earnings fall short. That's not a good sign. Customers are pulling back. The moment the Wall Street hears about earnings fall short and customers pulling back, that's where the guidance will be cut for the next quarter and so on and so forth. Look, even the outlook is disappointing, as you can see here. CEO cites inventory reductions by some customers. So that's what's going on here. Overall, this is a good semiconductor stock, but right now, with all the macroeconomic conditions, this one could not beat the revenue estimates. In the past, this used to beat the estimates. That's what's going on here. And as we scan through here, we'll not go through super detail. Look, we got various insiders here. Insiders, as you can see, there's some option exercise, as you can see here, but there's nothing much going on here. There's some sale. These all look pretty normal to me. There is nothing abnormal here. Very small amount of dollar amounts here, and it's from October and so on and so forth. Not a big red flag at all here. All right, now we'll go into a little more detail about this company and see what we can do. We'll keep it very short and go through some details. Look, normally when it comes to charting, I'd love to look at TradingView, a great charting platform. If you don't have TradingView, I recommend you to get into this free version of TradingView. It's pretty good. Right now, I got Pro version, which is great because I don't like advertisements. I like to see two charts. You can get those from Pro. And I also like to download the data. Look, I got the screener here. You could download the entire data here just by clicking one button. The entire Wall Street data you can download easily. That's why I got the Pro version, because I love to download the data and do some analysis in my Excel spreadsheet. Look, Marvell, I got a 1 hour chart right here. This is a 1 hour chart, as you can see here. I got some with the volume bands on the left hand side, as you can see here. Look, price dropped all the way from about, say, 47 or so, all the way down to 42, as you can see here. That's a huge drop for this stock here, and that's because of the earnings. And look, promptly our lazy bear indicator is uh, wrapping around and going lower. That tells you right now, short term, there's some weakness in the stock. And for the folks who don't have lazy bear indicator, I highly recommend this for swing traders and day traders. You can click the black backslash button here or backslash button here, actually forward slash, and say lazy bear. And you could see here lazy bear momentum indicator. It's subscribed by a lot of people here. I recommend you to add this to your chart. It's a good visual indication. Look, it's nice, so you can make out the moment you see these bars are getting smaller and smaller. That tells you there's some weakness here. It's a visual cue for you. You can make this out by looking at the chart. but it's really more visual for you. And look, from a weekly chart perspective, we got a weekly view here. From a weekly view perspective, what you can make out is look around, say, right around 40 level here. There's a nice support level here. It has touched many times. So I think it's a very good support level. And then we got one more around 20 or 20, say 22 or so. That's another good support level. I think we may not reach that 20 level. Probably we'll start around $40 range here. We'll go into a little more detail by looking at another my favorite tool called TradingView and look at some of the levels here. All right, now let's look at the earnings. The big news is earnings. As you can make out really, the earnings. As you can scan through here, stock is it was 45, and after the earnings, it came all the way down to 42. As you can see here, 42.1. And look what's going on here. Look, they had the earnings, and as you scan through here, look, earnings surprise. It's a negative 0.02. It's a 2 penny low from a earnings perspective, EPS perspective. Wall Street does not like these type of earnings miss. That's why stock came down. And as we scan through here, we got a monthly, so we got income statement here. And as you can scan through here, we got profit margin, and actual profit margin shows positive here. I think there is a quarterly basis here. And performance perspective, look, running up running up to the quarterly earnings, stock went higher and got dinged big time. From a technical perspective, look, it's a buy from technical perspective before the earnings, but now it will become sell. And analyst perspective, look, it's a strong rating from analyst, strong buy. So that's a good analyst ratings as you can see here. And if you look through here, we could go into more financials here. Look at the financials in a little more detail. Look from a market cap, from an income statement perspective, they have a nice trajectory here. Net income is good. Profit margin is barely positive, as you can see here. It's about 0.28%. And look, overall, I think it's doing pretty well. Cash flow is going up. That's good news here. Earnings perspective, that's the big news here. There's a revenue earnings perspective. It's shy by 2 cents or 2 penny. And as we look through here, even revenue perspective, it's a negative surprise by 16.89 million. That's why stock came down here. All right, now what we'll do is, knowing this, let's go in and see what's a good level to buy this stock here. Is it a buy or a sell? And we'll go into a little more detail. And before I do that, I will take you to a list of the semiconductor stocks so you get a good idea here. Look, I've sorted the semiconductor stocks using my favorite tool here, which is FinViz. I've done a simple scan here. I said, give me technology stocks, one here, and other filter is semiconductor. And I also said I want stocks over $10. Typically, stocks below $10 in this market, a little risky, go after at least double-digit stocks here. Look, we got a list of stocks here. We will not go through all the stocks here, but I want to give you a good idea the semiconductor stocks and what we're looking at here. Look, Taiwan Semi is the highest market cap company here when it comes to semiconductors. And the stock we'll be talking about is right here, which is Marvell. Look, we got Marvell right here. It's a $38 billion company, as you can see here. And look, stock is lagging in the market. It's down 36% for the year and down 51% from 52-week high. And look, after hours, it's down 7.03%. That's the earnings related crash, as you can think about. And look, as we scan through here, we got float short. Short is not too much manageable here. And we got here sales growth, nice sales growth, as you can see here. Which is not bad at all. And gross margin is positive. Revenue margin for trailing 12 months is negative, but quarterly looks like it's positive. So that's what's going on here. So this is a list of stocks. You can take a look at the latest stocks here. I love many of these companies and I trade them. And more importantly, look at the volume here. Look at the volume for Marvell, 15 million shares traded today. That's a nice volume. It's a good stock with a good amount of volume here. All right, so with that background, let's go into my favorite tool here, tradingview.com, and look at this stock here in a little more detail. All right, let's go in and say Marvell here, MRVL. So this is a stock dashboard in TradingView.com. Look, it gives you some basic information here. Market cap 36 billion, PE ratio is negative, company is not making money yet, revenue is good, and we got a few more information about gross profit and so on and so forth. We'll skip this. We've already seen this here. Next thing I want to look at is really look at the dark pool levels, which is one of my favorite topic of late. Look, we'll go into time frame. I would say 30-minute chart here, which gives you, maybe say 20 days or so here. And let's go to dark pool levels here. Let's go to bi-weekly dark pool levels and look what's going on here. From a dark pool perspective, we got here some levels, as you can see here. We got 4.40 million, which we can tell is buy or sell. But we got 4.40 again here. That's a ask. That's a basically a buy. So it looks like at 44 we got a good support level here with a nice dark pool position, and at 42 also we got nice position here. At 41 we got some negative dark pool here. It's a bid, which is a negative. So by this, what you can make out is really there is a good level of support for this stock here. Around say 44, stock already broke through 44. So now next stop is 42 here, 42.9. There is a 17.42 million dark pool, which is a positive one, and 42.3. We got a nice dark pool here. So these levels probably can give a good support level here. So that's why my take is to look at the stock tomorrow around 42 level and start buying at 42 level and make some money. All right, that's about the dark pool here. I will clear that up here and go to support resistance level. Look, from a support resistance level, Trading has got a algo based support resistance level. You can just draw this. Look, as you look through here, you can even increase the time frame slightly. I can make it daily here, and so we can get some good support level here. All right, let's draw levels. Look, we got a nice support level here. As you scan through here, 42.7 is a good support level here. And as you can see here right now, stock is at 42.1. So, it kind of broke this 42.7 level. So my hunch is it will basically go around, say, I will start buying at 42, but it can go as low as probably say, if you scan through here, probably can go as low as maybe 40 or so at the max. But I'm positive it will basically stop around 42 level or so. But be prepared if it comes slightly lower. I would be buying around 40 also and add to my position here. But I'm prepared to buy at 42 tomorrow. All right, that's about the stock itself, and we'll go to a few other levels which are my favorite levels. All right, so with that, we'll quickly go through here. One thing I wanted to notice is really the monthly seasonality. By looking at this year, look, December is really not a great month for Marvell. Historically, December it did not perform well. November it did very well, stock went higher, but January it bounced back nicely. Look, it bounced back to around 65% in January, and February also did well. It's a good month seasonally, so that's why I'm pretty much pumped up. I'll be buying it in a say tomorrow some around 42 level, and if it comes down on Monday, I will buy some more. I will also do some option play and buy some call option also 60 days out or so. That's my plan of action here. So with that, we'll go into a little more detail here. We'll skip all these things here. Sharp interest wise, look, it's peaking slightly higher, not a big deal here. And if you scan through, we got a few more information here. And we got some insider sell, not a big amount like we talked about. All right, so this checks out here. Now what we'll do is we look at the options. I love to look at options and see what we can do from the option perspective. Look, this is a nice option dashboard here for Marvell. And look from an algo flow perspective, what this algo flow does is it kind of looks at the bullish premium that's really called buying and put selling, that's the bullish premium, and nets it out with the bearish premium. Look, overall, from a premium perspective, we got a red line on top that tells you overall it's a negative premium right now, and stock is kind of slightly going higher. The moment you see red line going up, that's clearly a not a great signal here. It's a negative signal. Promptly stock came down. If you can think about. All right, now we got some daily premium heat map. I love to look at these type of heat maps all day long. The main takeaway is really look. We got here 12/22 here, December 12th. As you can see here, nice call position here at the bullish position here at around say 44.5 strike here. That's a good bullish position. And we got some bearish position also. Look at the good bearish position at 45 and a big bearish position also at 47. Clearly tells you there is some bearishness going on at level 47 and level say 45, and there's some good bullishness going on around 44.5. This is one of the reason I think I can settle down around say 40 or so to begin with, and can bounce. It can be around 42, 41 tomorrow, and you can bounce off to good support level like say 43, 44 soon after. All right, so we got some put here on the put side. As you can see here, we got some nice premium here at 40. So look, a lot of people there's some good premium at the 40 strike price here. This is in January, in a couple more months, maybe a month or so more to go. By looking at this, you get a good idea. Where do we have the daily premiums and weekly premiums, and what the premium from a call perspective, and from a put perspective, it gives a good idea. All right, so now let's jump in here and look at a few more things here. Look from a net flow perspective, we got we got here the sold, we got here negative premium here. That's on the top. It tells you like slightly bearish, and the positive premium is jumped up and kind of leveled off here. That tells you it's weaning off here. So that's what's going on here. And stock went up today before the market closed, but promptly it came down. All right, so we'll skip through this quickly here. And this one, I typically like to look at this chart here. Look from an open interest perspective. We got very high open interest at 45.5. We already broke through this, and we got at 40, it's a dead heat here. Both call open interest, put open interest, both same. I think it's a great level here. 40.5 is a great level. So this is my favorite level here. I might buy around 42, 41, but I'll be adding more at 40. This looks like a great level because it's a nice open interest here. And then we'll skip through this here and we'll look at dealer delta, uh, dealer breakup here. As we scan through here, we got a few small positive delta for the dealer. This tells you, dealer has got some positive delta. Um, so, uh, so whenever dealer has positive delta, this means there is some put buying or call selling going on from these retail investors. So you got to watch out. I mean, this is not too much here. I'm not too much concerned here. But anyway, stock has already come down significantly, and this is nothing to move the needle here. Typically, the way to watch out is here. Whenever you see here the positive delta the dealer has, look, we got positive delta. Typically, market comes down after that. Whenever dealer has a negative delta, there's a chance slip in negative delta, stock went higher. So something to keep in mind here, but this is nowhere to be worried about. This is a very small positive delta. You don't need to worry too much about it. And let's go through some more details here. All right, so we got some correlation chart here. What I will do is I'll change this correlation parameter to 7 days here to get a good correlation, of 5 days is good enough. And let's go from here. Look, from a 5 days perspective, it's a very low correlation, nothing to worry about. Probably there is, it's a dead hit here, nothing to worry here. This correlation percentage is so low, we can ignore, these details. And important thing I love to look at is, one is dealer OI, more than dealer OI. Look at the GEX level or gamma exposure level. This is one important thing to look at. Look, we got here at 45. There's a nice and big bar, as you can see here at 45. This tells you stock will get attracted to this level. But now we blew through this level already. We are at about 41 or so, or 42 or so. This level is not too great here at 0.2 here. This could be our stop, even though it's not a strong level. I feel we'll be around, this candle right here. Look, we got a big candle here. We may stop around 40 here. That's a great level to start buying some call option. But I would start buying at around 41 and add more at 40, so that way you don't get missed out. All right, so with that, we'll probably go into one of my favorite tool here from a fundamental perspective, which is stockrover.com. Look, Stockrover is a great tool here. It kind of gives you a few more details. I will not go through the details. Look, we got our stock, which is Marvell, right here in the mix. I'm basically pulling all the semiconductor stock here. Stock, as you can see here, has done negatively for 1 year, as you can see here. An important thing I look for is really the sales growth. Look, there's a nice sales growth, the quarter over quarter, the 5 year, and even 1 year, all great sales growth here. That's a great one here. Gross margin is nice and high. Net margin right now is negative, but looks like in the quarterly, it changed to positive. It's a good one here. And then I look at cash. I always love to see how much cash these companies have. We got Marvell right here, as you can see here, and they got $617 million of cash. Not a big deal. That's a good amount. And they do have some debt, as you can see here. You can manage it nicely. All right, so then I would typically look at the Stockrover report. This is one of my favorite things to look at. And this tells me how is the stock looking like, how is its rating compared to its peers. And as you scan through here, look, we got Marvell right here. And look, Marvell right here. And look, at the overall rating is 17. That tells you it's not a strong stock compared to its peers, mainly because it's got negative net margin overall for the trailing 12 months. But look, growth is great. Growth is 77, great compared to its peers. Valuation is slightly high. P ratio was negative, as we looked at. That's why valuation is low. Performance when it comes to margins, it's a little bit below average, as you can see here. Financial strength is slightly lower, it's 11, and we saw big debt. And dividend, it pays very low dividend, as you can see here. Momentum is below average. It's not a huge great stock when it comes to overall ratings, but growth wise it's a good one here. If you're a growth type customer or investor, you could buy some, but understand it's not a top quality stock when it comes to the positive profit margin, or even from a P ratio perspective. It's not a great stock compared to other stocks. Look, we got great stocks here. Look, we got stocks like Broadcom, one of my favorite here. Look, it's got 90 at the overall rating. Taiwan Semi, 86. And these are the quality stocks here. But Marvell is not bad. It's a growth stock. That's why, because it's still a growth stock here, it's not making money. That's the overall rating is low. That's why if you're a growth type investor, if you can take some heat, I suggest buy Marvell. If you're a conservative investor, go after these plays like Broadcom here or Texas Instruments. It's a sleep at night stock, great one. Or you could go after Qualcomm, AMD, and even Lam Research, one of my favorite here. And even KLA Tencor is good. So that's a quick highlight here. And what I will do, as a last item. You know, many of you want to trade options on these stocks here. I will take you to my watch list here. Look, this is my watch list when it comes to semiconductor stocks here. And what I will do is I will take you to my favorite way of doing looking at this. Look, we got the stock screener, and what I typically look through is really I look through the IV rank. Keep watching the IV rank here. We got the low IV rank, which is 14. Then it comes to Taiwan Semi, and we got Nvidia, and so on and so forth here. And we got IV percentile. I take a look at this also. I want the IV to be low when I want to buy call options. And I also look at the RSI here. We got a 14-day RSI. When I want to buy call option, I want the RSI to be low. Especially I love when the RSI is below 55. That's when I get interested. And as we look through here, we got a few great ones to look at. Look, I would not buy call on the Taiwan Semi yet, but look, we got Texas Instruments here. Texas Instruments, I could be interested in here, low IV rank. And RSI 14 days, about 57 here. Slightly higher for me, but semiconductor stocks of late are flying off the shelf. This could be one I'm interested, and I would go after a little bit lower IV percentile here. Intel is a good one. If I want to buy Intel, I would go a little bit longer term here. It's completely sold off, as you can see here. It's a down 52, 38% below its 52-week high. And we got a few more, like look, AMD is slightly high for me. It already went up here. Micron is a great one. You could look at this one also here. This also down big time. I would look at some of these stocks here. I also have got here the total open interest. I kind of look at the total open interest. If the open interest is below, say, 500,000 or so, sometimes I typically don't trade those. I want high open interest. Look, stocks like Nvidia, they kind of it's a good one here. Look at the total open interest. That's a great one here. I always love to play options with the Nvidia because of this high open interest. And we got Intel and AMD. I love to play options with AMD. It's a great one to play options. But Intel, you can go in and out, but you can buy some long-term options. Given right now, IV percentile and the IV rank is relatively low here. So that's how I would play when it comes to options. And we got our Marvell here. Marvell, as you can see here, right now, the IV is obviously high because we are looking at, after the market. And tomorrow, there will be IV crush, as many of you know. I would wait for a day for Marvell to settle. I would buy some tomorrow, the call option, because there will be IV crash. I would buy some tomorrow and I will add more on Monday. So with that, in wrapping this up, look, Marvell crashed a lot. So at this time, I would wait for, I would love to see Marvell around, say, 41. I would buy some, and 40, I will add more. So with that, happy investing and trading. And just a side note, the previous two stocks that we talked about, the CrowdStrike, as well as the one more we talked about, both of them have gone higher. So I recommend you to take a look at this, and you could buy the stock itself around 41 or 40 if that works out for you, and if your portfolio allows you, and put some stop loss so that we don't get burnt. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.